Shalom, Ahab, Wa, Baraka. First and foremost, facing the east, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahawakadosh, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers at GMS that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years, not wavering to the left or to the right. Now, we are being tested. Our spirit's being tested. Everybody's going to get tested at this time. And I'm no exception. I'm being tested too on a daily. If you guys knew half the stuff that was going on in the background, I'm afraid to even say some of the things that have been happening to me, like at work and stuff. I don't know if they got, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to get into any of that. But we're all being tested, and there's a reason for it. So we're going to start in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 9. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. So what's happening right now? We're being sifted. So you got to understand what being sifted actually really means. He says the least grain shall, so at that, of that one third that we have, they're not going to be left out. In other words, they're not going to fall through the cracks and be left behind. The Most High is going to gather His 1/3 elect, and so let's get into it. In fact, let's get that first. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 13, and actually we're going to get it because we need it in the Zechariah chapter 13 KJV Blue Letter Lexicon. Ooh. It's moving a little slow. It's like, I don't even know, about 150 degrees outside, it feels like. So, Zechariah chapter 13, starting at I'm going to start at Zechariah 13 and 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the men that is my fellow, saith Yahweh, Lord of hosts, smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn mine hand upon the little ones. So, let's keep reading. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and 1/3 shall be left therein. And this is so that one part, though, I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. Gold is burned. So he's going to put you through the furnace of adversity. Okay? So let's read it again. And I will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call upon my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, this is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my Lord. Or the Lord is Yahweh. So however you want to say it. But it reads in exact context how they have it written. It's the Lord is my God. So Yahweh is my Lord, is what I say. So he said that we're going to call upon his name. We're going to and he's going to hear us. So there's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations. Don't you get it? I will bring them through the fire to refine them. So the reason why you put something in the fire, like why he's always speaking of gold and silver, because it burns out the impurities, the dross. So that garbage that's in the gold that keeps it from being pure, he's putting you through the furnace of adversity to purify that dross, that garbage that is in you. You're the gold, the garbagey things that are in your life, like in Revelation 18:3 says, "Come out for my people, that you be not partaker of her sin." So you do not. I'm going to have to get it, but you know what I mean. So Revelation 18 is telling you to come out of her, my people, and that's the garbage, that lifestyle that you're living. Let me just get it real quick. I hate it when I try to say a verse and I don't correctly. All right, Revelation 18:3 and 4. I'm sorry, 18:4. See, I had the wrong ones anyway. So it says, I heard another voice. You know, let's start at 3. For all nations have. Let's start at 18:3 because we're scattered and we're being sifted among all nations. But this is the thing. Read. I'm sorry. 18:3. Let me read. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through her abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins or receive of her plagues. So right there, it's telling you that's the dross. This lifestyle that we've been told is the way we're supposed to be living. So let's move on. Let's jump around now. So let's go to the book of Sirach real quick. It's chapter 2. And we're just going to read verse 1. And it reads, Sirach 2:1, If thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So that's why he's saying he's going to sift us. He's going to put us through the furnace of adversity. That furnace of adversity, it gets pretty hot in the furnace. So you'll be tempted to take your hands off the plow. And what does it say? If you were to take your hands off the plow, if thou takest thy hands off the plow and look back, you're no longer worthy of the kingdom of heaven. Let's get it really quick. Luke. It's Luke 9:62. Where is it? Let me just get it. Luke chapter 9, KJV authorized. There it is. Luke chapter 9, going down to 62. And it reads, and Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand on the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of heaven. So you gotta, that furnace of adversity is gonna have you thinking twice because, like I said, it gets hot in there sometimes, all the time. But you gotta remember, the Most High isn't gonna give you more than you can handle. He'll always give you a way out, and he tells you that. So, but let's keep going. Let's go to the book of Peter. So now we know about the temptation. That's the furnace of adversity. But we know that in that furnace of adversity, if you take your hands off the plow and start to look back at the world, thinking, oh, it's much easier in the world. Well, now you're doing your works previously. You no longer considered faithful. So let's keep moving. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter. It's crazy. A lot of people, I love bringing out classes. This is, I did, and on the weekdays, I get home from work so late that I literally will eat dinner and just go to bed for the most part because my job is physical labor, heavy lifting, and then about 8 hour, just a lot of work. We all have tough jobs. It's just not just me. Mine is just like really physical. So, I get really tired sometimes. So on the weekdays, it's really tough to bring out classes. So on the weekends, man, I'm just wanting to bring out as many classes as I can. So let's get this. 1 Peter chapter 1, we're going to start at verse dang, I don't even know where I went. I almost want to read the whole chapter. Let's just start at verse 6. Wherein you greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, you are in heaviness through manifold temptations. If thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptations. Verse 7, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than the gold that perishes, through it be tried with fire. What am I telling you guys? Might be found unto praise and honor and glory and the appearing of Yahushua HaMashiach. And so, and this is, I got to read this too, because this goes into directly what faith is. Whom having not seen ye love, and whom though now ye see him not, ye believe, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory. And that's us right now, because we're being tried. We're being sifted. I'm watching brothers, sisters, mothers, others, they're all getting sifted. Everybody's getting sifted right now. The whole northern kingdom's getting sifted. And I'm going to Israel first and then Judah. Judah went into captivity last. So as soon as they're finished, I'm sorry, I'm pointing at the TV. As soon as they're finished taking out all of the northern kingdom, they're coming after Judah next. And that, man, I have that somewhere. I have that. It says that he's going to humble Judah. That you're going to get humbled down too, and and that goes into all of us that are so-called American citizens. For the lack of better words, we're the real Jews to these guys. They don't go into the other tribes, so they think that all Israelites think that we're the real Jews. But I know that until further notice, I'm a Gadite. I'm from the tribe of Gad. But they're gonna categorize us as in America, that's where the Jews are. So when Judah gets judged, you see the northern kingdom coming in here just for judgment. And it's funny because I have been receiving judgment too, and I'm part of the northern kingdom, even though you're not seeing me on TV getting a fucking boot up my ass. But you know. We're all susceptible to judgment. Nobody's free from judgment. We're all going to get it, and that's just the way it is. So let me read it again, because this is important. Whom having not seen ye love, and whom though now you see not, yet believing ye rejoice with unspeakable joy, full of glory. We have faith. That's why when everybody's going against, you got 1,000 million new Christian videos coming out, and they're always saying the same thing. First they call us black, then they call us Hebrew Israelism. They say that we don't believe in Yahushua HaMashiach, that we're teaching the Old Testament only. These people are all over the place. They're gaslighting like on an unbelievable scale, but that's part of the sifting. That's part of the trials and tribulations that get us back into the kingdom. The Most High needs to see he needs to test the elect to make sure that they're worthy of their position. Let's read verse 9, and then we'll get off of Peter. Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. So. When let me read 8 and 9 together. Whom having not seen ye love, and whom though ye see him not, ye believing, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls. I gotta read the next one now. Which salvation of the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. So we're telling you, you come back to the truth, the Most High is going to show mercy on you. You stay in the world, look what's happening to the northern kingdom right now. Now I'm telling you, we're all being sifted. We're all going to be judged. But he's not going to give you more than you can handle. And he's always going to give you a way out, being a righteous Israelite that follows the instructions. Let's keep going. Let's jump over to the book of James. James chapter 1. Starting at, might as well start from the top. James, a servant of Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach of the 12 tribes, which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Do you understand that? Once you learn this truth, you don't need nothing from this place but this truth. You don't need anything else. You know that Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, is going to take care of you. It does say that we're going to fall into temptation, though. We're humans. We're in the flesh. So there's nothing you can do about that at this time. Until the mortal has put on immortality and the corruptible has put on incorruption, there's nothing you can do about it. We're all going to fall into diverse temptations. But it says, let peace have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So you've got to follow the instructions, and the Most High is going to protect you. And then over a period of time of getting into that good routine, just like when you work out, you start to, like if you don't work out for a day, you feel it. Well, when you are perfect in the spirit, you feel it. When you're perfect in that spirit, you can really feel it. You don't really need anything else. Let's move on. Romans. This is going to be a quick class, at least I thought it was. Most High willing, it's not going to go long. Romans chapter 5. And believe me, I've been tried harder than anything I can think of right now. And I don't have really anybody in my corner to say, nah, man, he's telling the truth. This guy's telling the truth over here. There's no one in my corner to get my back except for Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and that those angels that he appoints to his servants to protect them. So that's it. That's all of my protection right now. Nobody else. I really don't feel like anybody else is in my corner. Let's keep reading. Romans chapter 5, starting at verse 3. Let's start at verse 2. You know what? I got to start at the top. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace through Yahweh, through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, by whom we also have access by faith into his grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of Yahweh. And when you go into grace, you got to understand, a grace period doesn't mean that the laws are done away with. A grace period means there's a time for you to get your shit together. So when Yahweh Shai shows up, you have what we'll call it the receipt. You got your receipt. See, I know during that grace period, I paid my bill before the grace period was over. So you don't have to cut me off. In other words, I came back to the truth before the grace period was over, so you don't have to cut me off, Father. Please don't cut me off and send me back into the world with the people. That's what grace is. But most people don't understand that. But anyway, let's keep reading. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also. We glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. You can't do nothing over here against us. You can't do nothing against this truth, but for the truth. All you're doing, anybody that comes against this truth, you're the tribulation worketh patience. So all you're doing is building the patience for the Israelites, experience for the Israelites, and hope for the Israelites. Verse 5, and hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given unto us. Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. We're not ashamed, because the love of Yahweh is shed abroad in our minds, okay? By the Holy Spirit, which was given unto us. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Let's keep reading. Book of Job. And I've heard so many things, so many lies, and just so many things that they've been saying lately. And you guys have too. Anybody that's watching one of my classes has definitely heard the lies that these modern day Christians, these just people of the world, they're making up all these lies about the children of Israel. And they don't realize this is what Yahushua was going through. This is what the disciples were going through, the same exact thing. People coming up trying to pray, just like people coming up calling you a person that is covered in demons, but you're part of that 1/3. The rest of the world is singing the same song. We're singing a different song. And what is that song? I think it's Revelation in chapter 14. Let's get it. Turn this on too. Let me get it right now. I got it right now. Wait, let's go to first. Let's go to Job 23 first, because I already called it. And then we'll go back to that song. We're you know what, let me get it. Revelation 14. Because we sing a different song than these guys. They're singing the songs of the world. But what we're doing is Revelation 18 and 3. I'm sorry, Revelation 14 and 3. And they sang as it were a new song before the throne. That's why everybody's going against us. That's why when we're having so many trials and tribulations out there trying to teach the truth, and they sang it as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. That's why you guys get mad when we teach. You can't understand it. You were not chosen. We're the teachers, and we're only teaching for the 1/3 at this time. And they ain't teaching for nobody else. So all of you wicked, evil motherfuckers are going to find out soon. You're going to find out soon. We're joyful in our tribulations because we know this is part of our salvation. You guys think that you're winning a little battle? We're winning the war over here. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. I mean, I love reading the Bible. I love reading the Bible. Sometimes I'll do a class and it'll take so much out of me, I'll just take a nap afterwards. I love that too. And then I can dream about it. Sometimes the Most High will put a dream on you. You don't even want to tell it. Oh, dang, the dream hit me too hard. So let's go to Proverbs chapter 17. And we're going to start at verse 3. The fining pot is for silver and the furnace for gold, but Yahweh trieth the heart. You see that? So he's using those things as an example, but he's actually trying your mind to see where your mindset is at. And of course, I got to read number 4 because it goes into you modern day Christians. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips. And that's all those people surrounding us on the streets. And a liar giveth ear to a naughty tongue. They love that shit. I almost want to bring that out in a different version just to show you guys how deep that goes. Because these people love to be lied to. That's Isaiah 30 and 10. What does it say? Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. It's saying the same thing. He giveth heed to a false lips. He loves those people. So let me keep moving though. Let's keep moving. Let's jump over to Zechariah. No, we already did that. Let's skip Zechariah and go to Malachi. Yeah, we already went over Zechariah. That's 2/3 of you must die, but 1/3 therein must be taken into the kingdom. So that 1/3, that's Most High willing, that's what we're part of. So you guys got to understand something. We're being tried and we're being put through a lot right now. But the greater the trial, the greater the reward. And as you can see, it's pretty bad right now. It's getting worse and worse. It just keeps getting worse. And that means that we keep getting closer to salvation. Let's jump over to the book of Malachi and go into chapter 3. And let's get it. First, let's start at verse 2. Let's start from the top. Sorry, guys. Every time I read up one, I got to read up one more, and I read up one. But next thing I know, I might as well just start in the book of Genesis at chapter 1. But Malachi, chapter 3, starting from the top. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. That's us, the prophets. Most High willing, that's us, the prophets. And we're preparing the way. What are we doing? We're prophesying the end times. We're prophesying the destruction of secret Babylon and spiritual Sodom and Egypt. We're prophesying the return of Yahushua and the changing of the order. You know, Esau was the end of the world, and Jacob was the beginning of it thereafter. So we're trying to get to that world of peace right now. So behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And Yahweh, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come in simple. Even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts, the Shabbat. But who may abide in the day of his coming? Who's going to survive that? There it goes again. You're being sifted right now, but who's going to abide in the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire. That is a super hot fire. And like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver. So he's going to get rid of all the wickedness out of them, and then they're going to be pure, they're going to be righteous, they're going to be set apart again. Or like the Mormons would say, they're going to be made white. In other words, they're going to be made righteous. These guys don't know the Bible. That they may offer unto Yahweh an offering in righteousness. So because he's going to clean them up, they'll be able to be offered in righteousness. And then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto Yahweh, as in the days of old, and as in former years. So you're telling me the law isn't done away with, and it is going to be put back into play? Bravo, bravo. Let's jump around some more, because it's showing you that he's the one doing all this. He's showing you that he's putting you through these trials and tribulations. The refiner, silver, gold, he's trying them. And why? So that the Lord an offering in righteousness. So he's making them that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. And that goes right into Levi, because who's Levi? How are they supposed to any offering? How would Levi give an offering when they're the most unclean? Because they're supposed to be the priests. Remember, they are the priests of the temple. They will go back to their job, but Yahushua is going to be the main. The rabbi, I guess you would call it, for the lack of better words. But everybody's going back into order. Believe it or not, you can say what you want, but everything's going back into order. That's why the world's upside down right now, because everything's getting put back in place. So it's got to get worse before it gets better, which really sucks, because I just wish it was all over. It could happen quick, just like the rest of us. But it says that all the prophecies have to play out in their time. Even Yahushua doesn't know the time or the date when Yahweh's going to say, "Wow, go get him." He's sitting on the edge of the seat too, like, "Come on, man, let's go." Maybe most time. I mean, I'm being vain right there, because I don't know. I would assume that Yahushua is sitting on the edge of the seat, waiting to come back and destroy this place. So let's jump around some more. Let's go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, and we're going to go down to the point. It's in verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and an eternal weight of glory. Sorry, I was kind of choking up there. For our light affliction, which is but a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. So what it's saying is, for the little bit of trials that we have to go through in our short little life, just think, We could have been like Adam. We could be here for 1,000 years getting oppressed 1,000 years at a time. We barely live like 80. A person that's really making it will live to 100. But most people die between 60 and 90. And 90 is really getting up there. They've got us way down in the... I don't understand what these people are thinking. They want to live forever. Their lives, but they want us to die soon. They want to live... But anyway, that's kind of getting off the subject. But the point is, our light affliction, which is but a moment. Our lives are only like 100 years at the most. And that little bit of affliction, like I said, it could have been 1,000 years. He could have kept us out here for 1,000 years for the same thing. That's how long Adam was living for. So, for our light affliction, which was but for a moment, worketh for us a more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. So if the best way to put this is, let's do it. Matthew 24 and 13. And it says, and I know this by heart. I like to pull it up anyway just because I like to. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So like it says that there's just but a moment. But you've got to endure through that moment. Going back to Corinthians. We want to get back to the faith and the Most High. So let's go ahead and get 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal. All this shit's going to go away. All of it. But the things, even this flesh. If Yahweh doesn't come within 100 years to get me, this flesh will be gone too. So let me keep reading. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. And so you got to watch out for that. You got to have that faith. I already showed you earlier that that we have a faith even though we can't see him at this time, we can't hear him at this time. We just got to rely on what we have been taught by our forefathers. So that's the true faith at this point. I got a couple more scriptures. What is that? Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah. Man, I was like, I be scribbling so quick sometimes because once it hits you, I don't know if this happens for anybody else, but I'll just be sitting there going through notes, doing this, doing that. All of a sudden, boom, something hits me, and I'll just start writing notes down. I'll just start writing notes. So I was writing notes for a different class, but then it hit me. This is what the Most High wanted me to talk about today. And so these notes over here have absolutely nothing to do with these notes over here. So I don't even know how I got from here to here, but there was a scripture in there somewhere. And I was like, this is what the Most, and I felt that spirit come up, and the spirit came upon me. And that's when I knew that's why I'm teaching this little class right now. It's not, I don't have any, it's not premeditated. I just go and scribble something down, and then the Most High uses me to bring out that scripture. And I'm more than grateful for it because I've seen other people like the moron that comes to my class every week to yell at us for 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure he's going to take the bus or so. I don't know what he's doing, but he has to leave within a certain amount of time. So I just got to learn to, me personally, I got to let that go. That's the temptation that keeps making me have dross. I feel like I could do way better, and the Most High keeps giving me a chance to do better this week, do better that week. Try harder, work it out. Not work it out with the guy, but with my own self. I have to build that patience and that faith. So anyway, let's go over to Isaiah chapter 48, and we're going to go down to verse 10, and it reads, Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chose thee in the furnace of affliction. So he's not saying, like, he uses silver as an example, but the furnace that we're in is affliction. So you can watch my classes every week. That dude comes out and does something. When I go to work, affliction. When I go on the way home driving, affliction. Everything about us. It's just nothing but closing in on us at this point. And all we can do is rely on Matthew chapter 24 and 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. We've got to endure. We've got to hold on as tight as possible right now. Like I said, man, we are being sifted like a sieve. So anybody that's wavering to the left or to the right, that he that wavereth is like the waves of the ocean. He's being tossed to and fro. That means that you have no faith. You're all over the place. So going back over to Isaiah, let me read it again, and then we're going to move on. Let's read it. Isaiah 48:10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. So we're going to be chosen for the kingdom on how we handle the affliction of our life. Let me keep going. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. And chapter 3. And we're going to go right down to the point, which is in 13. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. That is beautiful. So the Most High is he's going to judge you. In other words, he's going to try you. And he's going to make you into either he's going to burn you to a crisp, or he's going to turn you into beautiful, purified gold. And I tell this to everybody. How do you tell when gold is properly refined? It's when the refiner can see his reflection in the gold. Do you understand that? So when Yahweh can see you reflecting his words, that means you're being refined correctly. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to read 14 too. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Damn. Know ye not that you are the temple of Yahweh, and the Spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you? And if any man defile the temple of Yahweh, him shall Yahweh destroy. For the temple of Yahweh is holy, which temple ye are. So we're powerful, holy temples. But if the Spirit of Yahweh doesn't dwell in you, he's going to put you to death. A couple more scriptures and we're out of here. 2 Timothy. Let's bring it back together now. 2 Timothy 4, and the point is in 8. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which Yahweh, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but to all of them also that love his appearing. Woo! Do thy diligence to come shortly unto me. So, did you hear that? There's crowns laid up for the people that cleave unto him and depart not away. There's crowns. There's crowns. Not just one crown, not for me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. You can't beat that. Let's keep going. 2 more and then we're done. Philippians chapter 1, and we're going to go to verse 29, and it reads, For unto you it is given in the behalf of Yahushua, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake. You hear that? It was given to us. So I thought that anybody could, I I thought that you could just I thought that you could choose the Most High. I thought you guys said you could do that. You could just choose the Most High, right? You guys can't just choose the Most High now? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what's going on here? I'm trying to find it right now. I got so much going. I can't read it. Oh man. Let me just find it. I thought I had it pulled up on my tablet. I don't. You did not choose me, I have chosen you. I said, okay. Yeah, man, I knew I had it. I knew I had it, and I know we brought it out. But I just want to read it again. You did not choose me, but I choose you. And I appoint you to go and bear fruit. That's what we're looking for. That's what we were looking for. Ooh. So, now let's read it again. Going back over to Philippians, I think it's chapter 1 and verse 29. Let's read again. For unto you it is given in the behalf of Yahushua, not only to believe on him, but also to suffer for his sake. So it was given to us. In other words, he chose us. You can't choose me, I choose you. Don't you understand that? Let me read it again. You did not choose me, but I choose you, and I appoint you so that you might go and bear fruit that will last. And so that whatever you ask in my name, Yahweh, the Father, will give you. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. What is this? John. So that was Yahushua. Whatever you ask in my name, my Father, the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. So that's why we pray Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in the first place. But the point is, this is the New International Version. You did not choose me. So you can't say I chose Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior and all that weird stuff that they try to teach. That's why it says, for unto you it is given in behalf of Yahushua, because we were chosen. So now that you guys understand that, I've gone back and forth with it enough. Oh my gosh. My very last verse and here was John 15 and 16, which we just read. So I'm going to close out with this. Because you guys got to remember one really important thing. It tells you that your reward comes from your works. So when they tell you that you just have to have faith, you're just doing works, and it's like all that bullshit. Just read the Bible for yourself. It says some men have faith, some have works, but I'm going to show my faith by my works. And with that being said, let's go to Revelation 22 and 12. Because you show your faith by your works, what's going to happen? And Yahushua is speaking right here. And behold, I come quickly. My reward is with me. My reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Your reward depends on what you do. And the Most High is out here putting out trials and tribulations, refining people as silver and gold in the fire. So either you're going to get burned up or you're going to be blessed and become righteous. Or like the Mormons like to say, you're going to be made white. I'm sorry, that just makes me laugh because these guys just don't really know anything that's written in the scriptures. So it makes me feel good to be able to read this book and know that the Most High is dealing with me and my brothers. With that being said, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, once again, we're going to face the east. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Shalom.